Hey, what is going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and I think I want to do this video just because I didn't watch this video yet, and I'm enjoying Black Ops 4 a lot more than I thought I was, a lot more than a lot of people seem like they are, and I thought, this guy is usually pretty negative towards Call of Duty. Now, I get, before you start telling me, I get he's a satire channel. He builds his channel off of negativity and hating on other things in a satirical way, in a funny way. I gotta I can't lie and say that he's not funny sometimes, but sometimes he seems satirical and sometimes he seems serious. And I thought I would check this video out and see what he's talking about Black Ops 4, how he feels about it, because he tends to usually hate on Call of Duty, tends to usually hate on whatever they do, depending on whether it's World War II, Infinite Warfare, whatever it may be. He's one of those type of people, and I thought I'd check it out because, personally, I don't really like his content. I don't really like how he goes about his business. I get it. He builds, he makes a living off it. I'm happy for him. I think you make a living off anything, it's great. He's got a ton of subscribers. That's good for him. I'm happy about that. But I don't believe in building your success off of just being a negative person and just hating on things. And look, if you want to hate on games and movies, that's fine, but dude, he hates on people too. Like, he goes against like other YouTubers like Merc Music and all that. And look, just because I don't agree with everything Merc Music has done, I don't agree with everything Allier has said or how he acts about games and even T Martin, I don't agree with all that. I don't. But I don't agree with, building your channel off of hating on them. But I get it, it's how YouTube works nowadays. That's understandable. I thought either way we would check out his video of Black Ops 4 multiplayer review, Do Not Buy, so I assume he doesn't like it just based off of that. Now, I'm one of those people who's like, alright, if you give valid criticism, constructive criticism, I'm fine with you hating on a game. That's fine if it's valid critiques, but just hating on it and just saying it's bad is just not going to fix anything. So he also uploaded another video where he actually started to, he titled it How to Fix Black Ops 4, so I'm going to check out that as well. I'll check out both of them and just overall kind of refute his points, whatever it may be. I might agree with some of the things he says. I don't know. I want this to be civil. I'm not going to, hate on the dude. I'm just going to watch it and enjoy it. I'm going to cut it up. Obviously, I don't want to put the entire thing in there. I might not enjoy the entire thing. It might not be the entire thing. It might not be interesting. But let's check it out real quick. Well, I think it was a little different than that. I think it wasn't Treyarch planning on making the game like that. I think it was Activision telling them to make the game like that, and then Activision realized, oh shit, people aren't liking this anymore. And then they told them again, they said, okay, we were wrong. Make the game boots on the ground, make it different. And Treyarch has to listen. And that's the thing. I do agree Call of Duty would be a lot better if they just let the developers do their thing instead of letting Activision tell them what to do for every single situation. Now, I understand the money aspect, Activision should be in charge in terms of like season pass, DLC, supply drop, stuff like that. I understand Activision taking part in that because that's the money aspect. They need to be part of that. But I think in terms of what's in the game, the setting of the game, the tone of the game, that should be all up to the developers. I don't want Activision to be involved in that. I think it's just taking away their full capabilities. I think they have capabilities way beyond what recent Call of Duties have given out. I think they do, but I think Activision kind of sets them back a little bit, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. There's no way in hell the game took 3 years to make. Okay, just because the leaks say that they had this advanced movement, they didn't scrap everything. They didn't just say, okay, we'll restart from scratch. No, if you look at the maps, they look like they would work pretty damn well with advanced movement. They do. There's certain parts around the edges of the map that look like, okay, that would be a really good wall running spot. Especially that map Payload, they have tons of spots where there's easy wall runs. There's easy spots where you can boost jump up somewhere. It looks like it would have been perfect for boost jumping, and that's clear that they didn't scrap everything. They just scrapped the boost jumping. They just took out that, and they made the maps somehow work well with, and I think they did a good job in making it work well with boots on the ground, and even the specialists, they work just fine with boots on the ground. I think everything works well with boots on the ground. And you're saying it doesn't take 3 years to make. How would you know? This is the beta. This isn't the full game. There's going to be a lot more. I mean, this is just the beta. We already have tons of stuff in it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more in it. So you can't know how long a game took to make if there's going to be a lot more in it. I mean, you can't base how long a game took just by a few features and a few maps and a few modes. This is literally not even, I would say, maybe 10% of the game, of the multiplayer. Not even the full game. That if we're talking about the full game, it's even less than that. Because you gotta realize, Blackout probably took them a shitload more time than Campaign ever would have taken them to do. And that's kind of far-fetched, actually, because Campaign does take more in terms of having to get the voice acting and the story writing and all that. But in terms of the map itself, Blackout is bigger than anything they would have done in Campaign. It seems like, at least. I'm not 100% if it would have been that much longer. And then Zombies, 4 maps at launch, all the different customization options. Come on now. Zombies took almost a shitload of time as well. And the multiplayer, we haven't even seen more than 10% of it. So you have to give it time. You have to wait for the full game to come out.
It feels like a game that they took about 6 months to make. There is no...
Does this guy know anything about game developing? 6 months to make? Come on now. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Love to me in the game. There is no specialness in the game. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but when I'm playing the game, it just sort of feels like it's not like it took any time to make. It feels like you're playing a pre-alpha. It sort of feels like it's the first iteration of the game. It doesn't feel like something that a AAA Treyarch development team would release as an actual finished product for Call of Duty.
It's not a finished product. I think we made that pretty clear. It's a beta. Yeah, it's not an alpha. It's not a pre-alpha. It is a beta. So it's technically not the full version of the game. I understand what he's trying to say, though. It's saying, like, it's close to release. It should be better by now. But I don't really see where he's coming from. Maybe he's just grown out of video games. Maybe he's just grown out of Call of Duty. People gotta realize that. When they hate on Call of Duty, maybe it's not the game. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just changing, and you don't like those type of games anymore. You're growing up. You're a changed person. It's just how life works. That's how everything works. People say that for example, for Star Wars. A lot of people nowadays are hating on Star Wars. Now, I'm one of the people who think Star Wars is okay now. It's not the best it's ever been. I think the best would be the originals. But you got to realize, maybe it's not the movies that are getting bad. Maybe it's just you're growing out of it and you're not enjoying it as much as you used to because you're older now. You're a different person. You know, you have to realize that. Maybe he's just grown out of Call of Duty because I don't think he's enjoyed it since, I don't know, Black Ops 2. He doesn't seem to enjoy the other one, so it's just my guess. I don't know why he still focuses on them. I mean, this is what I don't understand. When people constantly hate on video games or movies, why do they continue to play them or watch them? It's like, if you hate something so much, just stop. If I hate something, I don't watch videos on it. I don't make videos on it. I don't talk about it. I just leave that out there. There's a lot of things I don't like. There's a lot of games I don't like, and movies and shows I don't like, and I don't focus on them. That's why I don't understand why I see people on videos for Black Ops 4, and they're just hating on it in the comments. They're like, Call of Duty's dead. Call of Duty's a dead series. It's like, dude, if you hate it so much, why are you even watching a Black Ops 4 video? Just leave. I don't go on, for example, the show Game of Thrones. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't go on Game of Thrones trailers saying this show is so trash. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, no, I don't. That's a waste of my time. I want to focus on the positives. I want to focus on the stuff I like The Walking Dead and Call of Duty and Breaking Bad and Star Wars and the Marvel Universe, stuff like that. Stuff I like and enjoy. I focus on that. I don't focus on stuff I don't like. So I don't really understand how people do that, but their choice.
You know what I thought? It's just a beta, you idiot. It's just a beta. You understand? It's just a
That's
beta.
kind of what I was just saying.
You know what you're talking about? You're just a loser. But when you play the game, you can see that it's 110% just recycled Black Ops 3, but not as good. First of all,
All right, whoa. I agree. It does look similar to Black Ops 3. It does, but it's in the same universe. It's in the same universe. Takes like place, I think, of like 10 or 20 years before Black Ops 3, and I disagree with you saying it plays worse. I think it plays much better than Black Ops 3, and this is just a beta. Let's remember that. And so far, I think it's playing a lot better than Black Ops 3 ever did, considering it has no boost jumping. The specialists work a lot better with the different game modes. I think there's a few things I had problems with, the time to kill being one of them. I'm sure he's going to mention that, almost 100% sure he's going to mention that. But it does not feel, it doesn't play anything like Black Ops 3. If he played more than a couple hours of it, you can tell it's not anything like Black Ops 3 in terms of how it plays and how it feels. It might look like it. It does look like it. Yes, a lot of the guns are very similar to Black Ops 3 guns. You have a gun that's basically the ICR. You have a gun that's basically the KN. You have a gun that's basically the Vesper. You have a gun that's basically the HVK. You have a gun that's basically the BRM. You have guns that are basically, I wouldn't say reskins because they look a lot different. They're just, you know, similar sort of looking guns. But yes, you have guns that are very similar to Black Ops 3 guns. They do that on purpose. They do that because it's in the same universe. It's a Black Ops game. They're going to continue how they're doing. Just like some of their guns look like Black Ops 1 guns. Like the one gun that looks like the AUG. Another gun looks like a Black Ops 2 gun, like the Scorpion looking one and the Uzi looking one. They do that on purpose. They're not just going to bring random guns out there that don't exist. Because they want guns that actually exist. Now, I'm not saying all these guns exist. These are futuristic guns. But they are variations of existing weapons, because Black Ops 3's weapons are variations of existing weapons. Like the Vesper is a variation of a Scorpion, the KN's obviously a variation of AK-47. You get the idea. They're not just going to bring in random futuristic weapons that are not real because they want it to feel a little bit real while still being futuristic, because that's the setting they went for. So
It doesn't even look good. The game, the color scheme, the map, the actual graphics, it looks like crap. It doesn't even look like an actual Call of Duty title, in my opinion. It feels like
I think it looks actually really beautiful. Have you played the Contraband map? Have you played the one with the beautiful fucking the water? It looks so nice. The colors are great. I don't know what you're talking about. I think Black Ops 3 looked great as well. I don't know. I wouldn't say this one looks that much of a step up, and considering it's 3 years in the future. I'm bleeding. I'm actually bleeding. But yeah, I think the game looks actually really good, and this is for another a millionth time I'm going to say it. It's the beta. Now you might be freaking out like, oh, it's basically the full game. No, well, look. Black Ops 3's beta. If you go look at Black Ops 3 beta gameplay, which I could pull it up possibly, it looks 100 times better on the full version than the beta. So I'm sure the Black Ops 4 full version is going to look 100 times better as well. And maybe you're just not playing on a nice TV, dude. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know, but it looks just fine to me. And graphics aren't really a huge thing to me. I've never really cared that much about graphics, but I think they look just fine. They really do. Maybe you don't like the art style. Maybe the art style is what's not really cutting it for you, but it looks fine to me. I'm gonna be honest.
you're playing, I don't know, some kind of like mobile game. It just does not look good. They've recycled almost everything.
Who the fuck says mobile?
It doesn't have any kind of ingenuity. There's no any kind of creativity. There's no passion behind it. All the perks are exactly the same.
All the perks are exactly the same. Well, first of all, they're not. Second of all, what do you want them to do? Like, every year for Call of Duty, the perks, okay, I understand you're saying for other stuff too, but the perks are always the same. Now, they're not the exact same. They always change up where they are, how they balance them, because it has to work towards the gameplay of the game. They need to make it feel different depending on how the game actually works. You know, they need to make it actually play well in certain locations, and there is ingenuity. There is new stuff that Call of Duty has never seen. I'm not saying that other games haven't taken the same aspects, like, for example, the different specialist items that are completely new to Call of Duty. They might not be new to other games, but they're new to Call of Duty. And the whole creative class system is completely different. I mean, the whole upgradable attachments, that's complete ingenuity. The operator attachments, that's ingenuity. A lot of new things that they've added. I just guess you don't see them. I don't know.
Same as Black Ops 3. They didn't introduce anything. They all sound the same. They all look the same. They do exactly the same thing. There's nothing new.
Well, the perks, there's only 4 for each because it's a beta. They don't have all the perks, obviously. There's going to be probably a couple more for each thing, so there could be a new one for all we know. And like I said, it's the beta, dude. Calm down.
That's been put into the game as far as perks go, and for a person like me,
Actually, that Team Link perk I think is pretty different. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's actually very different than anything we've seen before. But that's just what I'm trying to say.
played Black Ops 3 a lot. I really like that game. I thought it was the best Black Ops Call of Duty ever made, compared to Warfare and the horrible games Sledgehammer Games made. I mean, even the artwork looks horrible. I mean, look at this picture. This is the artwork they have. This is what they hire a bunch of grade 10 art students.
Those look fine. What do you want them to do? Put like fucking... what is so bad about that? I'm guessing I'll tell you talking about the score streaks, how they look. I don't have a problem with them.
At the local high school to help design the game. I mean, look at the picture. This is the big gunnership. Look at this. It looks horrible. It looks like a kid designed it.
It's a gunship. What do you want it to look like? Do you want it to look like some thing that doesn't exist? It looks like a gunship that you'd see in real life. I don't know. Whatever. Just you want it. Yeah, there's nothing new with the kill streaks because it's the beta. It's not the full game. There's gonna be new stuff, I'm sure. You gotta realize they don't put everything in the beta, dude. They don't put like 10% of the stuff in the beta. Now, score streaks, they do have a lot of them. I'm not sure how many more they're gonna have. There might be like 4 or 5 more. I don't know. But score streaks, I kind of agree with that in terms of if they don't add anything new, I would agree with that. I think they should add some new score streaks, and I think they should also add more. But I'm sure they will. I'm just saying if they don't, then I'll agree with that point. First point, I guess I agree with in the entire video. Actually, no, I kind of agree with a few other things, but you get the idea.
All the perks, like I said, are exactly the same.
But a lot of stuff he says, I feel like aren't like there might be issues, but they're not major issues for me. You know what I'm saying? They're like it's like whatever, you know.
I can't reiterate this enough. Everything on this game is exactly like Black Ops 3, but to me, not nearly as good. It's exactly uninspiring. There's no creativity. The art design is horrible. The game looks horrible, and it plays horrible.
Does not play horrible. I think it actually plays like one of the best. So far, it's been playing really well for me. I mean, I played Domination Hardpoint. I played all the game modes, Control, Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch. They all play just fine. I don't know what kind of lobbies you're getting in, pal, but like they play fine. I mean, there's a few issues I have with certain things like the time to kill and some of the specialist items and how they work that kind of throw off the flow of the game a little bit. But for the most part, it plays just fine. So I don't really know where you're coming from.
I know it's just the beta as well, but playing the beta, it runs at like 30 frames at best right now. We're not.
Yeah, they've came across that, and that's not something that everyone experiences. I haven't experienced it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've never experienced frame drop so far in the beta, but they do say some people are, and they said they're working on it and they're gonna fix it. That's obviously something they're gonna fix. That's gonna happen. Every video game has that happen. If you played Fortnite, dude, literally I have frame drops in that game every like 2 or 3 times I decide to hop on. So it's a part of video gaming. Video game is not perfect. Let's be real here. They haven't created next generation consoles that were able to perfectly, work with these new type of games. They have never. There's not one game out there that never has any problems with it. There's always going to be problems, and there's always going to be fixes, of course. It's just the matter of how fast the company can fix it and how easily they can do it. That's what's important. Not the fact that it happens, but the fact that the company can fix it. And I'm sure Treyarch can fix it. If they don't fix it and the full game's out for 2 months and they still haven't fixed it, then you can complain as much as you want. But for now, I don't see it as a problem. The beta's been out for 3 days. Not the game, the beta. But whatever.
Not even getting 60 frames per second. They've had 3 years to make this game. Treyarch, I don't know what they're doing.
They have 3 years to make the game, but they don't have 3 years to test the servers. You have to realize they're testing the servers. That's what the beta is for. The beta is not to let the people enjoy it and make us all happy in summer and let us see how the game is so we can decide if we want to buy it or not. It's not to decide if we want to buy it or not. It has nothing to do with that. It has zip to do with that. Because if it was to do with that, why would they make you pre-order it in the first place? Yep, it's not if they want us to choose whether or not we want to buy the game. It's to test the servers, to see how well they would work so they're not shitty on day 1 of the full release. So they can come out on full release with good servers because they have to fix them based on the feedback that the servers give you when you release the beta. Because before that, they don't release any servers. They're playing it in their office. Of course, there's not going to be any problems or frame drops or anything like that. They can't test it without bringing it out to everybody. They have to see how it would work worldwide. So they have 3 years, yes, but doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect. Like I said, these next generation consoles, not all of them work well. Not all these games have all these amazing technologies that'll make them work and run 100% smooth. No, there's going to be issues. That's how games work. If you can't deal with that, then stop playing video games, dude. Just fucking stop. Honestly.
Maybe they're just having parties, having ladies come out, escorts, doing drugs in the back offices. I don't know, having birthday parties.
Yeah.
But I don't know because they haven't been spending 3 years rather making this game. I imagine that will be addressed. They'll probably get 60 frames per second during the actual release. But the point is,
They have 60 frames. It's just not for everybody.
That's 2 months, and that's not 3 months. Like they want to say, we have 3 months to the game release. They put some kind of media thing. They'll say we have 3 months to the game release. No, dummies. You can't even freaking count days of the week, days of the month, days of the year. It's August right now. We're August 2nd, I believe. Now the next point on why this game is garbage is just the way.
What he said there, it's like they can work on it. They can. It's not that hard to fix them. They'll probably fix them within the next update, within the next beta weekend or whatever. But because they just need to test them out, they can't see where the problems lie until they test the servers. You know, you can't just know exactly what's wrong with it before you even test them. You know, but once you know what's wrong, it's easy to fix it. So.
Way it plays as well with the time to kill. The TTK, as a cool kid say, the emoji hanging on spots, sucks. 150 health. It takes 4 to 5 bullets from SMG up close to drop something. As someone said in my chat while we're streaming, there's more health than there are bullets in this game. It is extremely hard unless you're like a Korean Savage or some MLG, Adderall, KKG, good 10% discount using scavenging controller, optic gunner, glasses, autistic gamer. Unless you're that guy, it is extremely hard to kill people, especially at a distance. When you're shooting dudes and like they're across the map, and you got an assault rifle or it really matter.
Of course, I get a Fortnite ad. Alright, bro, I don't know if that was you playing there or not, or if there was someone else, but you were missing every shot, bro. You missed every fucking shot. Like, you were spraying you were missing. You were missing shots, alright? I agree with the time to kill point, but I don't agree with it 100%, because, look, that they built their game around this time to kill. Now, I think it was what they were going for because they make it so it works. They don't put out this fast time to kill and just leave it like that. They put in things to counter the time to kill by some of the guns being, you know, easier to handle, less recoil, so you can put more bullets. None of the guns have recoil in this game, let's be real here. A lot of them are really low amounts of recoil, so you can put a lot of the bullets on target. They have a lot of different specialist items and stuff that make it easier to kill people. They have a lot of different gadgets and gear that lets you do that. They made the game work for this, you know, slow time to kill. But I do agree that it does kind of suck because when you're trying to shoot more than one person at a time, it's really hard to kill both of them. So basically, if you're outnumbered in a gunfight, you're put at a huge disadvantage, and it makes it very hard to go for score streaks. It makes it very hard to be successful in this game if you're a lone wolf player. And so that I agree with. I don't think it ruins the game. I don't think it makes it trash. I don't think it makes it garbage. It just makes it not as good as it could be. That's kind of what I see it, you know? I can adapt to it. I've already adapted to it. Literally 3 days into the beta, I've already adapted to this slow time to kill by, you know, swaying back and forth and being accurate with my shots and hitting every bullet, making every bullet count, healing as much as possible, you know, not going into stupid gunfights. It's just a different type of Call of Duty. It plays different. Now, a lot of these people, a lot of these Call of Duty haters say Call of Duty's the same every year. It's not innovative. He was literally just saying how they took no inspiration. They made everything the same as Black Ops 3. Well, this slow time to kill is a new feature that completely changes the gameplay. That's why it doesn't feel anything like Black Ops 3, because you have to be so much smarter with your gunfights. You have to be a different type of player than you were in previous years, and that makes it enjoyable for most people, because me specifically, because I get to change my playstyle. I don't have to play the same I've always played in Black Ops 3. I'm not just running into gunfights stupidly like he probably was here, like he probably is here. A lot of the people complaining suck at the fucking game. They do. I'm being honest, man. I understand. I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, just because you don't like the game because you suck. I'm not trying to be that type of person, but dude, you literally missed every fucking shot there. You hit a few, okay, I'll give you that, but that's what they're going for. They want you to be rewarded for having good accuracy. They want you to be rewarded for making smart decisions, smart tactical decisions, and not just running into gunfights blindlessly and shooting around. They don't want people getting quad. They don't want people getting quad feeds. They just don't. I'm being honest. Quad feeds are going to be hard to get in this game. They don't want that. They want it to be a tactical shooter that feels like you have to make decisions that are, you know, different than what you'd make in previous Call of Duties. So I like that, but at the same time, I feel like I don't want Call of Duty to change that much, and I do like the adaptation that I've been making to this game. Once you adapt to it, it's not that bad. But if they fix it, I'll be fine with that too. Honestly, I'm to the point where I'm like either way with it. They can fix it, they can leave it, I don't care.
But when you're shooting a dude from that far away with 150 health, they just keep bullets, and then the guy can just hide behind, hit him with his goddamn heroin stim pack, gets up, whoa, I'm back up, and then, you know what?
They do. That's true. It does make long-range guns kind of stink. But just get closer then.
But then also because it's Call of Duty and sure it doesn't exactly have the best hit protection in the world, the best hit registration. That's a fact, Jack. They have some of the worst hit registration, hit protection in Call of Duty development right now. Sometimes you can drop dudes like as if it's nothing.
Compared to Infinity Ward, yeah, they do. But
and other times it feels as if they're just sitting there taking it like a sponge. And then the guy turns on and goes, and then you drop. So long story short, it's very inconsistent.
the gauges suck.
It takes forever to drop somebody, and sometimes you get dropped as if you're just like a fly being swatted out of the sky. It's not even nearly consistent at all. And 150 is too high. Now, the kill streaks, speaking of too high, are an absolute joke. And that also parlays into the game becoming more tactical, as they say, the most tactical Call of Duty ever. I don't know who's ever in charge over there, but no one wants a tactical Call of Duty. Okay, sure, there are a few kids like mentioned before that still.
No one wants tactical Call of Duty. I've been hearing for years, not just from kids. I've been hearing from years that people want Call of Duty to be more like slower. They want it to be more like Rainbow Six Siege, or more like Battlefield, or more like less of an arcade shooter and more of a competitive feeling, realistic, going around corners like a stealth ops type agent. They want that. I've been hearing people want that for years. Because people were getting sick of the arcade feeling, jumping on walls, boosting all over the place, 360 no scopes, and spraying down people with freaking VMPs and the hardpoint and Nuketown on Black Ops 3. People were getting sick of that. So I actually did hear people wanting tactical Call of Duty. Now, I don't want it to be too tactical. I want there to be places where it's tactical and places where it's not. Places where you can feel like it's a tactical game, and places where it can feel like the original arcade shooter that it's always been. I do agree with that. But dude, people have been wanting a tactical game, so you can't blame them for doing that, considering a lot of people were asking for it. Just saying. I didn't hear it maybe, but I did hear a lot of people not specifically saying tactical, but there were some.
Gaming controller 10% discount using Adderall, taking G Fuel, Gunner glasses, gone off the Cat 2. Those are the guys that want tactical. Cool. They're a small, minority. The majority like the fun, free-flowing, fast-paced Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2.
A lot of people say Modern Warfare 2 is fast-paced. I don't really think it was that fast-paced. I don't know, from my experiences, I never really felt like Modern Warfare 2 was that fast-paced. Black Ops 2, yes, of course. But I felt like Modern Warfare 2 could be really slow, unless you're playing on like Rust or High Rise or a map like that. But if you're playing on any other map, it just felt really slow. Just from my point of view. And I do agree. I do want it to be fast and paced and casual. And I think it is. I think it can be. If you're playing Control or Search and Destroy, it's going to be more slowed back and relaxed. But I'm playing Domination, Hardpoint, TDM, Chaos TDM specifically. I think it's very fast-paced. I think it's actually way more fast-paced than I expected. I expected it to be a little slower with a 5v5, slower time to kill. I expected it to be a lot slower, but it's really not. Not at all, honestly. So, I disagree with that.
Really good kill streaks, Call of Duty. That's what people want. They want fun, casual. No.
The kill streaks are good in this game.
I mean,
Just saying.
It's pretty much 90% is all objective.
And they are high to earn, I agree. They should be a little lower. But not that much more. It's not all objective gameplay. First of all, you can play Team Deathmatch. Second of all, playing Domination, you don't have to play the objective to be good at the game. I think everyone should play the objective. I think that's part of the game. But you could also play the objective without talking to your friends. You can still play it. I understand some game modes like Control, for example. It's not easy to do that. But I've been able to play Domination at Hardpoint just fine and able to win games without talking to my teammates. I haven't had to. I'm the same boat as you. I have no friends on PS4. All my friends are on Xbox. I have to wait to play with them. But I'm having just a fine time trying to kill people and win the objective in Hardpoint and Domination in this game. It's not that hard. I don't know if you're just retarded or something, but by all means.
I'm a big loser, but seriously, that's an analogy. A lot of people just play the game solo. They play the casual. They grab their sticks, the Xbox or the PlayStation 4.
I do agree. What the fuck?
And they play a solo game for a few hours by themselves and they go in and try to have fun. But this game,
I do agree. It doesn't force you, but I do agree that you do play a lot better with friends in this game.
no one really wants. It's like Call of Duty is over here. Back in the day. Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 1 Battlefield. Fun. Awesome kills. Not tactical. Go in there, kick some butt, take some names.
Scoreboard is still good.
Esports is the best ever. I love esports. Esports is so amazing. Oh, we gotta make MLG gaming up the game shot. And they're like, oh, we have to make the game more balanced. We gotta make it more. Oh, we gotta make it more MLG.
It should be balanced. Why would you not want a balanced game? I think balance is actually important for fun. I don't think unbalanced games are fun. Modern Warfare 2 is really unbalanced. I think it's a fun game, but it's not enough. You can't play it forever because you'll get pissed eventually because of how unbalanced it is. But whatever. Then play Team Deathmatch. That's an option. Those are options. Those are options. That you can still play 5v5 and still be playing normally, though. I feel like he's played the beta twice. 2 games, maybe 3, and he's just so bad and he's just pissed now. That's my... Okay. I do agree with the score streaks being a little too high. I think they might, change that, but it's not 6 kills because they give you 100 points for an assist in this game. So you can get 2 kills and 4 assists and you'll get it. I don't know why they give you 100 points for assists. I really don't. I think it's if you get more than half, if you shoot more than half of the person and someone else finishes them off, I think you can still get 100, something like that. And if you just get like less than half, you just get like 50 or something like that. But even in Team Deathmatch, you can still get a UAV with less than 6 kills because of assists and such. So, and if you get kills with certain specialist weapons, you also get a lot more. Then you can use certain specialist items that give you a lot more XP. So there's a lot of ways to get, not XP, but score. Well, also XP, but there's a lot of ways to earn score in this game for your score streaks. So you have to realize that it's not just kills. It's not like Black Ops 2 where it was like literally just kills. Not even then, there were still some ways, like if you call in a UAV, you get like 15 assist points or whatever per kill. But even your specialists, they all give you tons of assist points and stuff for your score streaks. So it's really not 6 kills. It's really like 4 or something, or sometimes 5. It depends. You just got to use your specialist stuff. You just got to use your stuff. He just hasn't been using it, obviously, because he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to that. But he also said, let me go back to it real quick because I kind of... Okay, he said they've taken the fun out of the game. No, they haven't. Have you used any of the special? First of all, it's 10% of the game. Just remember that. They have so many awesome things. Like if you use the Mozo pistol, the new revolver, that thing is a fucking tank, and you could put a large ass scope on it that gives 1-shot headshots. Dude, they have literally some fun ass shit. They have the fire shotguns, which are fun as hell to use. I'll let you know that. They have tons of operator mods and attachments that are really fun and enjoyable to use. And it's not even the full game. They're going to have melee weapons. They're going to have other fun stuff to do. They brought fun weapons back. I'll shove that saying down your throat, but they brought back the fun in weapons. They have an SMG that you can add an attachment to it that gives it 600 bullets in its magazine. That is fun. And it's balanced because guess what? It counts as 3 points in your crit class. So you lose 3 points in your crit class, but you put on something really fun and useful that is enjoyable. So I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. But
taking the fun of the game is the point I'm trying to say. I mean, if you're playing Team Death, it takes you 9 kills. 9 kills to get a Hellstorm missile. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
it could take a lot less if you
9.
use your special stuff.
9.
Or get assist.
9 freaking kills to basically get what a Predator missile was in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Or any other game for that matter. Since then it's all come and go, let's be honest. 9. That's what made Call of Duty. Remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare 357?
Then stop playing, dude. You don't like it anymore. I can tell. Stop playing.
Like, wow, this is so crazy. Look at these kills. And then Modern Warfare 2 comes out and it pumps it up and makes it even nuts with like, Predator missiles and attack helicopters and,
The game was unbalanced. Nobody played the objective.
and then you have the new gaming kill streaks and the wicked overpowered shotgun and just everything was like super pumped up on steroids compared to COD Modern Warfare. How did we go from the here where it's like, whoa, super awesome, crazy, oh, steroided out, oh yeah, woo, to like down here it's like,
Balance is important, dude. I don't know. Whatever. If he thinks balance is important, it's fine, but
no, man, I don't want to play a try-hard Call of Duty. That's why
then don't play it.
That's why I implemented that into Call of Duty.
They don't have skill-based matchmaking anymore. That was in one COD. Not every year. World War II sold more than IW. That means it sold more. Sure, this game is going to outsell most Call of Duties. Maybe not Black Ops 3 or Modern Warfare 3. The nuke's been in every Call of Duty except for Treyarch. Treyarch has been known to not add nukes to their game. Every other Call of Duty has had one, other than Treyarch, because Treyarch doesn't feel like they want that in their game. And that's fine. That's their decision. They have a nuclear medal that you can earn. That's how they work their game. That's just how it's always been. If you want to go play Sledgehammer or Infinity Ward's games, go ahead, because they have nukes. I'm sure you're not good enough to get them, but, you know. Yes. I like him. That's unbalanced stuff. Some people enjoy balance because it makes a game more competitive. Now look, I know you might not like competitive Call of Duty, I understand that, but you gotta realize, if they have unbalanced stuff in this game, there's gonna be more haters. There's gonna be a lot more, okay? There's going to be people boycotting the game if there's unbalanced. There's already people boycotting the game because they think the MX9 is overpowered. They think the armor stuff is overpowered. They think certain score streaks are overpowered. They're gonna think that. Okay, and you have to realize that's just how Call of Duty is. People want it to be balanced because they want it to be fair. They don't want people to gravitate to certain weapons and not use other weapons, because then it feels like it's just getting old and you're just getting killed by the same thing. Look, Modern Warfare 2 was fun back then, but if you play that game every day of your life, you will get sick of it. Especially now, you will get sick of it because it's not balanced. You spawn in, boom, you're dead because a noob tube across the map. You go around the corner. You're on like an 11 kill streak. You shoot some dude. You know, you want off your Pavlo or something. Let's say that you come around a corner, you shoot up a dude, but no, he has painkiller. So guess what? You're gonna die because he has more health than you. Or you come across a guy who just melts you because he has stopping power, but you don't. Stuff like that. It's unbalanced. And guess what? You use the same perks every goddamn class. He's pissed about, you know, using the same perks in Black Ops 3. Modern Warfare 2, you use the same perks every class. You use the same weapons. You use the same attachments because there's only certain combinations that work. They've made a much better system in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 and recent Call of Duties where it's more balanced. There's more stuff for you to use. There's no crutch perks. There's no crutch weapons. You can use whatever the fuck you want and still do just as good as anybody else in the game. You can, okay? That's what balance does. It makes it more playable and more enjoyable because there's more stuff to do. That's not the part that's making Call of Duty not fun for you anymore. That's not. Let me put that in your head. You liked Modern Warfare 2 better because it was back then, and you were enjoying it better because you were probably younger. You probably had a different feeling for video games. You probably were a lot happier enjoying the game how it was. And years went on, and obviously things change, and you get sick of it. You get sick of Call of Duty coming out every year, and you're like, all right, I'm done. You're a different person. You know, that's how you are. That's why you enjoyed Modern Warfare 2 more back then. I'm sure if they remastered it, I'm sure you wouldn't be playing it every fucking day, because not everyone played COD 4 remastered. It was literally a direct remaster of Call of Duty 4, except they added supply drops and camos and new stuff just to make it more fresh, and people still didn't play it. Guess what? Because they got sick of it, because they've been playing it for the past 10 years, and because it's unbalanced. It has stuff like Juggernaut and stopping power that's unbalanced, okay? It's still a great Call of Duty game. I think Modern Warfare 2 is one of the best of all time, but you cannot deny that's unbalanced, and I think it's a good thing that they're trying to balance the game to make it more playable and make it more diverse in terms of what people use, what weapons people use, what guns, you know, what stuff people use, what perks people use. Because if you use the same thing every class, it's gonna get boring. It's gonna get boring. And that's how games get boring. I understand for you know, hardcore players, just casual guys who hop on once a week, I get that they might enjoy stuff like Modern Warfare 2 better because they don't have to deal with it like every day. They're not like the people who play every day, you know? They're different type of people. But that's not where the money is. The money is not the people who hop on once a week. The money is the people who play every day and care a lot about the game. So they have to, you know, focus on those type of people. And those people want a balanced game because they will get sick of an unbalanced game. People who play once a week won't get sick of an unbalanced game because it's once a week. That's it. You know, they'll have their fun once a week and that's it. So Modern Warfare 2 is fun for those people. But for the people who play every day, you get sick of it eventually. It's a fun game. I'm not going to lie, it's not a fun game. But it's not fun for long term. Just like COD 4, I don't think is that fun for long term, or World at War, because they're unbalanced. I think Black Ops 2 is probably the most balanced Call of Duty out there, to be completely honest. But Black Ops 4 so far is seeming very balanced. I think they just need a few changes here and there, and it'll be the most balanced Call of Duty of all time. And this is just a beta, so I think that's nice to mention. This video is going on for way longer than I wanted it to, but you know.
That's what they're doing in Call of Duty now. It's like, they just, and this game is 110% that. They're just sucking the life force out of it. It's an energy vampire. They just took the fun out of Call of Duty. It's like, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, how hard is it to make Call of Duty with the fast time to kill? No, let's make the time to kill longer.
Okay, this pissed me the fuck off because I don't know if it was him specifically. I don't know who was, but the majority of Call of Duty has always hated fast time to kill. They dreaded fast time to kill. I remember when Call of Duty Ghosts came out. I don't know if he remembers that, but when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, they had a really fast time to kill that game. People dreaded the time to kill. They were like, "This is so stupid. You die in like you die in like one shot. You don't even have time to react. You don't have time to fight back. It's not who has better gun skill. It's who shoots who first." And people hated that. Now, I didn't hate it that much. I honestly don't mind any time to kill. I think I can adapt to it and change my playstyle based on what the time to kill is. I think there's certain time to kills that work better than others. But people dreaded the fast time to kill. I remember the amount of hate there was towards that was insane. They were like, let's go back to Black Ops 1's longer time to kill. Black Ops 4, yes, it's a lot longer than Black Ops 1, but it's still closer to a longer time to kill. But now people are hating and saying they should go back to a fast time to kill. Like, what do you want? What do you want? I know there should be a gray area in between. There should be. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think they have to, but I think they could. I haven't noticed that at all. He probably just misses his shots. He's like, "Oh, I should have hit. Why didn't it hit?" That's probably what he's doing. Should have been more accurate, pal. No. They're secondaries. They're not useless. Because they're secondaries. You're supposed to use them as finishing off weapons. You shoot them a little bit with the primary, then you finish them with the shotgun. Or you run the fucking attachments. Run the operator attachment. Run them. They murk. They're actually really good if you use the operator attachments. People get so pissed when shotguns are really good, though. Look at the Brecci from Black Ops 3. People hated that. Yeah. They're a different type of shotgun. They really are. They're balanced. Get rid of armor. Armor is not as overpowered as people think. Look, armor maybe counts as less than one extra bullet per, you know, whoever's using armor. It's a placebo effect. People shoot at somebody with armor and they're like, "Oh, they have armor," and then they die, and then they're like, "Oh, it's because of the armor," or they have armor and they automatically feel like a god. It's the placebo effect. I don't think it's that much useful. People say it's like 3 to 5 extra shots. No, it's like 1, less than 1. Could sometimes be 2 if you're at really long range with like an SMG. I think they should take it out, but I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal. You're complaining about having a built-in perk for Juggernaut, but then you were saying, "Oh, the best Call of Duty, Holy 4, the past ones are better." They had Juggernaut back then, and you weren't complaining. Whatever. Whatever. They're not useless at all. They're actually some of the best scores we've ever had in our entire. I think they're really good. They've used the gunship. The gunship's really fucking good. And yes, they are high, but don't make them too low so they're too easy to earn. I don't want fucking retards earning them. I think they should be only to be good. Some of them should be lower. Not all of them. Some of them. No, they're not useless. He probably hasn't even earned the good score streak. Have you used the sentry gun? Have you used the gunship? No, probably not. What the fuck? So like I said, this guy's satirical. Sometimes he's funny, but just saying. How old is this guy? At least in his 30s, right? Nah, maybe 29, 30. Low 30s. Maybe high 20s. That's my guess. Alright, well, I think we kind of end it there. Overall, I think he gave good points in this video. I think he at least gave better points than he did in his first one. But I still disagree with a lot of them. I think this game is a lot better than he's making it out to be. And I think if he hates it so much, just don't play it, dude. Just don't play it. It's just my 2 cents on that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.